Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm, and it's 1 hour right before I gotta go to work. I'm still pretty tired from last night. I was hoping to get VTO, but that didn't happen. And I think my managers, because I have multiple managers for an area, I have at least 4. And when we told them we were leaving early last night, 2 of them was standing there, and they're like, "Oh, well, we see you tonight," which is today. And I said, "Well, if we get VTO, you might, or you might not see us if we get VTO. If we don't get VTO, you will." They both kind of looked at each other, so I kind of think they knew, oh, there ain't gonna be no VTO. It's pulling the wool over my eyes, making me think that maybe there'd be a chance we'd get it. But anywho, this video is about the Perst 4. My green Perst 4. And as you can see here, I have it mounted to a different rifle. I have it mounted to the St. Victor. Kind of got it at an offset angle. That way it's out of the way of the optic there. Works out pretty well. But the reason I have moved this... Oh, I lost focus there. There we go. The reason I have moved this over to the St. Victor is, well, the last time I had the DB10 out, which was the last host for this Perst 4, it had lost 0 again, and like it was a big significant loss of 0. I'm talking like if this was the DB10, you know how the laser is supposed to be sighted into the sight, to the optic, which is usually how I do it. But it had shifted, like, imagine that this is the DB10. It shifted like way over here, the laser did, from recoil. And that's not the first time it's lost 0 on the DB10. And I've had this issue on the M14A4, the M1A Scout Squad as well. This Perst has been mounted to 2 308 rifles, and I have surmised in that time, you know, trying to get this to work on 308s, is that 308s are too recoil heavy for Perst 4s, because I've had it mounted. I've had this specific one mounted to 2 different 308 semi-autos, and both times it's lost 0, and not because of the M-lock rail getting shook loose. The device itself has been shifted from recoil, and I was noticing too, you know, with it mounted here, I was trying to get it to be zeroed with my St. Victor's SIG MSR 1-6 here in the room, and I was noticing some weird phenomenon happening when I would move the windage and elevation turrets on this. The laser would shift way far from where I was moving it. Like, for example, this is like the up and down adjustment, and when I was moving it up, it would shift right, even though I'd already shifted it left with the windage adjustments, you know, left, right. So when I would move the elevation up, it would shift right, back over to the right after I had just shifted it left. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. And now to compare it to the other Perst I have, the other Perst 4, the red one I've got that's on my M70, I have not had no issues with the one on the M70. That one's held 0 for 4 years now, for 4 years straight. This one, I've had it on 2 different rifles and it loses 0 every time. So I put it on the St. Victor because the St. Victor is a 5.56, you know, standard AR-15. and I'm going to see if it holds 0 on the St. Victor, with it being 223, and that will confirm, because I got a few theories in my head going on what's happening. The Perst 4 is made for AKs, you know, because Russia, the AK-74 is their primary infantry rifle. So it's made for weapons with light recoil. At least that's how I'm thinking in my head. They could have these things mounted to stuff like the PKM and the Dragunov, or whatever new modern high-powered rifle Russia fields these days that I'm unaware of, because they have all sorts. Russia even has AR-15s now in their army. May not use them in frontline use, but they have one called like the AR-AK, and it's got like a wood stock and a wood forearm. I've seen pictures of them. So they have AR-15s that they can field too. The AR-15 is not a Western exclusive rifle anymore, as much as we, you know, don't like to hear that, or, you know, or as much as we assume that they are, but that's just not the case anymore. So in my head, I'm thinking these are made for lighter caliber weapons, you know, assault rifles, intermediate caliber rifles is a good word for it, infantry rifles, submachine guns. So it may not lose 0 at the St. Victor because it's a 5.56, and I've got it mounted way back here, away from the muzzle brake, because I had on the, I will admit, on the DB10 I had the Perst mounted kind of close to the flash hider, so you know that concussive blast coming out each time I pulled the trigger may have been shifting things in here. But I didn't have it on the M1A. I didn't have it that mounted that far forward. It was kind of like this on the M1A, and it still lost 0. So my theory is it will hopefully hold 0 on the St. Victor, but if it doesn't hold 0, and I'll be paying attention and I'll do video updates on this as I go forward. If it loses 0 on the St. Victor, I may not keep a hold of it. I may sell this puppy off if it loses 0 on the St. Victor, because this rifle, out of all my AR-15s, this one recoils the least. I would shoulder it, but I'm kinda out of room. I've got my camera at a weird angle, and I'm sitting at a weird angle because I have not done a video here in this spot in a wee bit, so I'm kind of out of practice, and my other table is not in a state to be pulled out, and I gotta be gone here in a little bit, so I'm just doing what I can. So if this puppy doesn't hold 0, we'll go back on what I'm saying. This puppy don't hold 0 on the Saint. I may not keep a hold of it. I don't have the pressure pad on there because I don't have a way to affix it to the rail yet. I ran out of zip ties. Kind of had to use those to help get the Desert Eagle grips cut correctly, because I had to had a very I may have showed pictures of what I did, but I had a real crazy setup going where it was just like I had my hand drill and a table mount press, and using that as like a mill, and running the grip inside of the grips along the end of that, because it had a sanding wheel in it. And I used up all my zip ties for that, because I'd have to have the zip tie press the power button on the hand drill so I could work on my grips. And so I don't have no more zip ties. I still have the pressure pad. It's just in my gun cabinet. So yeah, all eyes on Mr. Green Perst here. If he doesn't behave in the way I want him to, He may not stick around, because he's been on, this will be the third rifle he's been on, and the other two, albeit they were 308s, you know, probably a little OP for high powered for the Perst, give or take. But if it loses 0 on a 5.56, when the red one holds 0 on a 7.62 by 39, you know, Green Perst might find a new home. So we'll have to see. Well, that's been my update, giving y'all an idea what's going on with my gadgets, and there'll be more videos on Mr. Green Perst coming up. And in further news, a lot of severe weather today. We're already under a tornado watch. I need to look and see what the Torcon is, because that'll be an interest. I really hope we don't get no severe weather, but you know, Indiana is real hot yesterday, and let me look and see what the temperature is right now. I won't try and drag this out too much longer. Let's see, 75 degrees out right now, so it's kind of cooking. Well, we'll have to see what happens. Wish us luck on the weather front, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace.